Mungenast St. Louis Acura would like to upgrade your current BEV experience. The new ZDX offers the performance that you expect from Acura, but upgrades your ownership experience with our award-winning team. Whether you're looking for a more convenient charging solution or an upgrade to a new vehicle, come in today and make a reservation for the all-electric ZDX coming soon. Mungenast St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.
Masyn Winn is our guest. It's always good to see you, sir. Your second spring training as a big leaguer. How are things going for you so far?
It's going good, man. You know, it's good to see all the faces back in town. You know, a lot of hungry guys in there. I'm excited to get this year started, man. I think this spring training is going to have a good build up for a good year.
How important was it for you last year to get called up late? You got 6 weeks under your belt. Had a taste of the big leagues, you had your highs, you had your lows. How important was that for you to go into the offseason and prepare yourself?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, obviously, you know, I went up there and struggled offensively, but I mean, yeah, I think, like you said, having that 6 weeks of experience and, you know, games under my belt, I think is huge for me going into this year. I think just being able to play with these guys and being a lot more comfortable with them, you know, built that chemistry, you know, at the end of the year and over the offseason. So, I mean, I'm super excited. You know, like I said, I'm glad I got that experience, and I'm hopefully I can take that, you know, moving forward into this year.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of times, and you and I talked about Volpe last year, they threw him in the fire. He'd never been in the big leagues until last year, and he had his highs and lows. But for you to get a taste of it, to know going into the off season, all right, these are the things I need to work on. What were some of the things you did?
Man, well, I mean, I think first and foremost, you know, obviously offense was the biggest thing for me. You know, defensively, I think I hold my own. You know, obviously still working on defense, but the biggest thing for me was offense, getting the swing right. You know, last year, you know, I was swinging at a lot of pitches I shouldn't have. You know,
you getting yourself out more
exactly,
than they were getting you
exactly,
out.
For sure. Getting out of my swing. So for me, I think the biggest thing is just being more consistent in the box. You know, last year I'd look at different swings and I would be stepping in a different spot or loading at a different time. So the biggest thing for me this year has just been to get myself balanced, built from the ground up, you know, using the ground, my legs, and just kind of keeping myself in a good position to, you know, use the ground for some more power rather than, you know, lunging out or getting out of my back leg, my back hip. So that's the biggest thing I've been working on.
So you kind of figured it out, and thanks to video and everything else, you kind of figured out what was wrong and being able to make that adjustment. And I know at this time of the year, guys like yourself can't wait to see somebody in a different uniform. But how do you temper yourself in making sure you don't get yourself over anxious? Because a lot of guys work hard at having bad habits.
You know, I think the biggest thing really is, you know, just trusting the process. Like, you know, we got a lot of good guys. I put a lot of work in, and, you know, the hitting coaches behind me, we got BA and Turner. I mean, those guys, I mean, whatever they got to say, I know it's going to be good for me. So,
it's interesting you bring that up because we're one of the few teams that has two guys, hitting coaches, that both played the game. Think about that.
I mean,
you know, they actually know how this game works at a big league level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, Turner obviously played himself a long time, you know, outfield, and then BA is just an absolute bopper. I mean, had some of the most power I've ever seen. So, I mean, listening to those guys talk hitting, I mean, it's almost like listening to Cheo talk defense. You know, I mean, those guys know a lot. You know, Turner's got a lot of knowledge. BA's honestly wasn't in the game too long ago. So, for him to be there and you know, be around me and Walk and other guys like that, I mean, it's nice for sure to have that.
Do you have goals as far as numbers that you want to maintain this year? I remember Willie McGee used to have in his cap the numbers he wanted to have.
That's wild. That's wild.
In his cap, he would always look up and see the numbers. Are you a goal guy, or do you just have a feel for where you feel you need to be? Because you hit everywhere in the minors.
I mean, for me, you know, last year I went in the year and I said I wanted 15 homers, and I ended up getting 20. I'm going to say the same thing this year. I want 15 homers. You know, whatever else happens, you know, happens. But you know, I think I need to get my 15 at least, and hopefully, you know, more after that for sure. But man, I got to get on base for the guys behind me. You know, I'm not going to be too worried about, you know, my power numbers or anything like that. I'm going to be more so worried about my runs scored. You know, I don't know where I'll be in the lineup, but for me, last year I scored around 100 runs in the minor leagues before I got called up, and you know, I mean, at least we play 162. if I don't get 100 runs scored, I think it'll be a very tough year for me.
You'll be talking to yourself.
Exactly, for sure, for sure.
But listen, have fun this year.
Yes, sir.
More
Yes,
than
sir.
anything
Always.
else, have a good time. Have fun with it. And we thank you for visiting with us.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me. Always
He
a
is
pleasure.
Masyn Winn.